Hello everybody, and thanks for joining me today. Today's quick and simple yet tasty recipe is going to be a homemade spicy Chipotle barbecue sauce. This would be perfect for many occasions. I'm using it on my pulled chicken recipe that I'm doing in a slow cooker, but you could use it for any of your pulled pork, pulled brisket, or anything. One thing I like about doing these DIY homemade recipes is you control the ingredients going in. As always, the recipe, ingredients, and instructions will be in the comments. Let's get going. Let's get cooking. All right, folks, let's make this homemade spicy Chipotle barbecue sauce. Let's start with 1 cup of ketchup. And I was able to use this Hunt's 100% natural, non-GMO, gluten-free ketchup. No high fructose sugar syrup. Let's put that in there, 1 cup. All right, let's go ahead and get 3 chipotle peppers in adobo sauce minced. And I used San Marcos chipotles. And I minced it the best I could, hopefully it was the best I could, over here, and put that right in there. All right. Then we're gonna do 2 tablespoons of the Chipotle sauce from the same can. So we're gonna take the sauce, 1 tablespoon, and 2 tablespoons. Then I'm gonna go ahead and wipe that off and dry it off, because next we're gonna do next we're gonna do a 4th cup of apple cider vinegar. And what I'm using for this is the Bragg's Organic Raw Unfiltered Apple Cider Vinegar with a mother. Let's pour that in here. Then we'll go ahead and get the 2 tablespoons of brown sugar or honey. I decided to go with the brown sugar. That's why I wanted to dry off my tablespoon that I used earlier for the Chipotle sauce. We have 1. Although we have honey, I decided not to do honey. I kind of prefer the brown sugar. 2. All right. And now we're gonna do 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. And we're using this Lee and Perrins Worcestershire sauce. Unwrapping the flavor. There we go, 1 tablespoon. All right. Now we're gonna do 1 teaspoon of the smoked paprika. So let's go ahead and get this over here. 1 teaspoon smoked paprika. All right. Let's do half a teaspoon of ground cumin. Half a teaspoon ground cumin. Let's do half a teaspoon of garlic powder. half a teaspoon of onion powder. And let's do salt and pepper to taste. Try with my blood pressure to do not as much salt. So I'm gonna do this brown pepper. I love the brown pepper, or black pepper. All right, we're gonna whisk this together. And you could use this barbecue sauce for pulled pork, pulled chicken, brisket, maybe a base on your ribs that you're cooking. But what I'm doing is I'm doing a slow cook pulled chicken recipe, and this is gonna go nicely right in there. But you can use it for whatever you like. And I love being able to make my own sauces, my own ingredients, because you have a little bit of control to go what's in there. I was able to get for instance, the ketchup. I was able to use the brand, the type of ketchup I wanted, organic, just trying to eat healthier, but also trying to keep costs down and be healthy and learning something. So that's what I love about this cooking. And let's take a little taste test of this. This is a half a teaspoon. Half a teaspoon. Let's go. I love a little bit of kick, which is good. I love the chipotle. Taste a little bit of apple cider vinegar in there. Seasoning's going really well. I'm real happy with this. All right. Well, as always, I appreciate you watching. I always appreciate you watching, but I want to let you know I'm going to have the recipe and the ingredients for this barbecue sauce in on the comments. And I really appreciate you watching. Hope you try it. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you find it useful. And I hope you have a great day, great week, great morning, great night. And let's get cooking. And until next time, let's go!